that Bronco breakdown. That was nice.
Oh, you watched it earlier?
A little bit, yeah. Oh, let's see if we're live. I hit the go live button. Just waiting. That Bronco breakdown. That was nice. Oh,
okay. Well, apparently we're live. All right, sounds good.
There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Square Table viewers, Kaiju Live family, to our first ever UFC show, hosted by me, your boy Ray, your local Philly boy, and our local, not local, but local UFC champion over here, Sir Troy. Welcome.
Thank you.
We have a pretty big card tonight, so we thought, why not start off a first show with some great fights tonight. I think we have some exciting stuff. So just really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for always checking us out in the morning with the football show. Want to thank Troy for filling in for me all the time because I work too much. How you doing, Troy? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. It's an exciting weekend. You know why? We have a big snowstorm, so that's not exciting.
Yeah, that's not exciting. No, not at all.
But that's part of the weekend, I should say. But tonight we have the first UFC card on Paramount Plus, where many more people will have access to it, you know, compared to pay-per-views, at least legally. And number two, we have Broncos AFC Championship game. So very exciting weekend.
Yeah. I don't know if the chat caught our beginning when we were trying to make sure we were live, but love the humble Troy. I gotta say, love it. I would not have been as gracious as you were. Okay. I definitely wasn't, because I got a free jersey when the Eagles decided to destroy the Bills. But we're not going to go there because we have only an hour, I think, and we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So you brought it up already. One of the big news was that they're moving to Paramount Plus, which is now everything's at Paramount Plus apparently. So tell me your feelings about that. I like UFC. I'm not the expert on it, but I love talking about it. I think it's a great conversation. But I know you love UFC. So tell us what the implications are. What do you think this is? Is it a positive thing, or is it just more monopolization of sports?
It's the best thing that's ever happened to UFC, in my opinion. Because Paramount Plus, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have Walmart Plus, I don't know if anybody has that, but if you have Walmart Plus, Paramount Plus is free. So a lot of people probably have access to it, number one. Mm-hmm. And I think the cost for Walmart Plus, if you buy it for a year, is like $90. Mm-hmm. So that's less than, that's like, less than $8 a month. And you get Paramount Plus and whatever the Walmart Plus benefits are, right? So what I'm saying is
Walmart,
yeah. So that's kind of cool, actually. Instead of just buying Paramount Plus, look into Walmart Plus, because you get kind of a 2-for-1, and it's right around $8 a month. You know what I mean? So it's and you get what used to be like these UFC pay-per-views used to be $80 a pay-per-view. So now you're getting that for now you're getting it for about $8 a month. I mean, that's crazy. Plus all the other fights too. You used to have ESPN Plus, which costed $5 a month for all the other fights, and then to even buy the pay-per-view, you had to have ESPN Plus. So basically, it is just, it's not free, but it's as close to as free as you're going to get for this kind of content. So I think I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. It definitely has more appeal. But I'm sure there's some controversy behind it because, ESPN, worldwide leader of sports, it feels like they get something and then it goes right out of their hands. Was this the right move? Because ESPN's the worldwide leader of sports. It has the most draw.
True.
But and Paramount Plus just is taking over everything, whether it's Warner Brothers when they don't deserve it or this and that, CBS. So what do you think? Right call, bad call?
Definitely the right call, because you know why? The consumer wins here, and that's what's important. Let's be honest with you. So we win. No more having to. I always paid for the pay-per-views, but I know some other folks out there, they go with the crack streams, they go with the other streaming, stuff like that, and that's so unreliable. I've tried to watch it before. It's so unreliable. A lot of times it they get taken down. It's laggy and stuff like that. And now you get a premium experience in HD for around $8 a month. And you get all the pay-per-views and all the free and all the non-pay-per-views. You're going to get like 3 UFC events per month, including the pay-per-views for $8 a month. it's a no-brainer for me. So
And this is a great first weekend. I mean, we're going to break down some of these fights here in just a moment. But, I mean, one of my favorite fighters, Pimblett, I think he's amazing. He's definitely the rising star of the UFC, taking over for some other people like Sugar Sean. He was like that rising person. And now Pimblett's that guy. So we got some great fight. Harrison Nunez coming back after the so-called retirement.
Well, we do have a stop piece there. That fight got canceled recently.
Oh, that's right. It did get canceled.
So this graphic is a bit outdated.
It fell apart too. Yeah, he fainted too.
The graphic is a bit outdated. The COVID index is Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong now.
But still, it's still a lot. So let's open it up with the first fight that we're going to talk about here with the bantamweight implications. Umar, and I'm going to butcher these guys. I'm not good with names. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Nurmagomedov and Davison Figueiredo, whatever you want to call it. You got to correct me on this. I'm just here being the beautiful face to provide that. So, Umar's bouncing back from his first career loss to Murad for the title. So that's big. He it's the former flyweight for Figueiredo. How do you say it?
Figueiredo.
Okay. Yes. Figueiredo, the former flyweight, is now 4-2 at 135. Winner gets title shot. Tell me what you like about this fight. Tell me where we're at. I'm going to pull up some of the odds for betting purposes, I guess. So people can see what DraftKings has it as. But talk about this fight. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah. So, on the other show, they have the what do they call it? There's an NFL show on this channel that sometimes I'm on, and they call it the Sunday Slaughter, right? And this has a chance to be that. This could be a complete shutout potentially. Umar is, think about this. Umar is minus 1,600 now from when I did the earlier research. That's almost unheard of for those kind of odds. And Figueiredo is an ex-champion, a very good champion at flyweight, but he's moved up. And Umar is the cousin of, what some people consider the greatest MMA fighter of all time, Habib Nurmagomedov. So he's been training with him his whole life. He's not Habib, let's be clear. He doesn't have that kind of top dominance, but his wrestling is the best in the division, and he has good striking. And I think he's going to steamroll Davison Figueiredo, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, Figueiredo is good. He's a really good fighter, but he's a little bit undersized for this weight class, in my opinion. And his power, I haven't seen it translate up at 135. So without the power, now Figueiredo is very good on the ground, but what I've seen is a lot of these jiu-jitsu guys who are really good at jiu-jitsu, when they face these Nurmagomedovs, when these guys that have a lot of top pressure, or for example, Islam Makhachev, people in Habib's camp, their wrestling just kind of negates a lot of the jiu-jitsu. They just know how to get around it. And so I don't see anything different here. So I'm thinking, for me, this is Umar probably by a decision, but it wouldn't surprise me if it ends up being a submission or a.
Yeah, I was gonna say not a lot of fights by those boys end up in knockouts. It's always by submission, I have a very sour spot for these guys. They're so dominant. They have been killing the game, in my opinion, because they just overwhelm you with pressure and the wrestling, and you can't do anything. They just literally, tombstone you and just punch you in the head all day long because you can't get out of it, and they have so much stamina. So it's not my favorite fight style, but they just are always winning, and it seems like that whatever they're doing in that camp, they're just killing it. Now, Mr. DES Refan said he now Figueiredo missed his weight. So what are we gonna do that? What are they gonna do?
What, Ray? The more we do this show, I hope you never learn how to pronounce their name.
I'm the comic value right now. Okay, so I'm purposely gonna be like this for the rest of forever.
All right, good. All right, so missing weight. Normally, one of my tells about people who miss weight is I usually pick them to win, because usually, like, you have to give up 20% of your purse when you miss weight. That's one thing to your opponent, so you just make less money. But number two, you don't have to you just didn't have to cut as much weight, which cutting a lot of weight takes a lot out of these guys, So you tend to have, you tend to come in a little bit heavier. That gives you an advantage. But in this case, I think at this weight class and at their age, I just think Umar is just so much better that it's not going to matter. That's my take.
So I want to see, what round do you think this in? Will we see will this go all the way, or do we think it's going to be a dominant, it's going to be a submission?
I think it's going to be 3-0 decision or 3-0, probably like ground and pound TKO stoppage or something like that. That's probably
okay.
What's going to happen. Yeah.
All right. And the odds are, let me go real quick. We have over under is 2.5 rounds. Okay. So that's the over under with Umar at 160, negative 160. Yeah. And then like you said, 1600 money line. So yeah, that's a pretty lopsided fight, but with heavy implications. Like you said, this fight can really set up who's going to be going for the title. Our next fight.
Before we move on, let me say it this. Yeah. So there's 2 fights on this card that can that might push to the title fight. So right now in the long undefeated streak of my mind is blanking. Sorry, it's a long day already. The long undefeated streak of the Georgian. Okay. Wait, geez. Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time. Look, I just got home from work and I rushed in here and I was like, we gotta go. And I gotta get out of here. I got a podcast to do.
So Peter Yan had one of the most incredible fights I've ever seen. Incredible dominant fights over, at this point, why I think is the bantamweight GOAT, right? And Merab Dvalishvili. Now I got his name right. And so Peter Yan is waiting. Could be a rematch with Merab. In my opinion, it should be. But the UFC wouldn't surprise me if Sean O'Malley is fighting Song Yadong, right? If Sean O'Malley knocks Song Yadong out, it wouldn't surprise me if they give Peter Yan and Sean O'Malley a title fight. I don't think Sean would deserve it, to be fair, and I love Sean.
He's lost the last couple matches he's been in, and not like a little bit, like a lot. Yeah.
And that's only because
definitely fallen.
He's only lost to Merab, though, to be fair, to only one guy, but it's been twice, to be fair. Yeah. Who's the guy I'm talking about? So, but this other Umar, if he has a dominant performance, he could be up next. He probably should be up next if Merab doesn't get a rematch.
I mean, that's going to be what everybody wants to see. 2 fighters from the same kind of style, same kind of camp. Who's going to be more dominant? So I would put for as boring as it may be for me, I would want to see that type of fight. Who's the better wrestler? Who's going to be out pressuring the other person? I think it would be a very interesting match.
You mean Umar versus Merab?
Yeah.
Okay, so Merab lost the title, right?
Right.
So I'm saying Merab might go up against Peter Yan, who's a top tier striker, but also excellent at wrestling defense. So that would be the match.
Yeah. So either way, I want to see that match. That's something I would like to see. Merab's is definitely a bigger name, and I think that would be a really good time. Again, forgive me, guys. I'm just still juicing from getting home from work, so I apologize.
No problem.
So the next fight we got going on, this is so much easier for me. I'm gonna love this. Arnold Allen and Gene Silva. Look at that. I did it, guys. I can go home. I got that. So Allen's returning off of a 18-month layoff from shoulder surgery. Silva, he's been amazing in his last couple fights, 5 stoppages and 5 wins. He's got what more can I say about that? Who do you got? What do you think? And where are we going with this one?
So interesting about this fight, Gene Silva was so dominant in his streak win, and the last time out he ended up taking a loss. So it might be his first loss ever or first loss in a long time. So it's interesting to see how confident he's going to be. I would imagine he's going to be very confident. He's one of these fighters, a la. I'm not going to say he's not as good as, in my opinion, as Conor McGregor was in his prime, but he has a similar fight style where he's very electric striking, and his confidence, he just exudes confidence. And when he does that, it seems to fuel him, So coming off a loss, it's going to be interesting how he rebounds from that. But you're right, 100%. Every win he's had a finish, right? So he's not a decision fighter at all. He's very exciting. And Allen, though, has a ton of cardio, has elite defense. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Allen might get. Arnold Allen might get caught. Going in. And even though Silva lost to Diego Lopez,
I was about to bring that up. Yeah,
is he's fighting for the title. So it's not like a nobody. You know what I mean? She's top rank guy. He could be the champion after the next fight. So it's not a nobody. It's not a horrible loss, to be honest with you. It's okay. In the UFC, it's not like boxing. Like in boxing, you lose and it's like the end of the world. You know what I mean? It's like you're garbage for some reason. In the UFC, it's not like that. I mean, because in boxing, a lot of these guys avoid the top fighters as much as possible to keep their win streaks. In the UFC, you tend to get just top guy versus top guy, and people are going to lose. It's going to happen. Arnold is more of a decision fighter. I'm thinking, guys. Really, Gene Silva's going to probably pull it out by TKO, maybe second round. I'm thinking he's back, is what I'm thinking. What do you think?
I mean, he fought Holloway. He got dropped. Was able to stay in the fight. Hasn't been TKO'd. It's a very interesting thing. I'm always worried about dudes coming off of surgery. Anytime in any sport, anywhere, you never know what to expect. You don't know how that's going to affect him. If his style is going to change, is he going to be hesitant? Is it going to be a little sore spot for him? So it's always I don't know. It always makes me worried. And in UFC, your shoulders can make or break you when it comes to if it gets too close. So we'll see how that affects him. And didn't he break his hand or something like that recently? Or who was it? Arnold, didn't he break his hand recently?
Arnold, yeah, he's got issues with his hands, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
So you're adding the shoulder surgery. You got poor hands. I mean, he's not. What more? Is he, before you tell me he's going to break his knee next.
Right.
So I don't know. You want to see him be a little bit stronger. You want to see him probably not leave things to decisions. Maybe get ahead of this because this guy is really good, right? Silva's been killing it, getting stoppages, getting finishes. So it's just a matter of time before he finds his opportunity. So if I was Arnold, going in, trying to first stay alive and not break another anything, but then two, like using your toughness to kind of wear down the other guy and get him unexpectedly. I mean, being plus 230 is not terrible in terms of odds. So clearly there is still something there. His injuries haven't held him back that much if we got that. So I'm still going to go with Silva. That 5 stoppages thing is pretty incredible. And when you're on that type of streak, it takes sometimes a miracle. We're talking like the truly unexpected, which I would think you would be at a higher, not just minus 300, but like higher. I think that's what it still is right now on DraftKings. I think
it's just that Arnold Allen
it's actually closed down. Actually, it's minus 130, so it's switched based off of when we last looked. So right now, it's minus 3. Yeah, it's minus 238 for Gene Silva, and then plus 185 for Arnold. So they've actually gotten closer a little bit. And then the over-under is at 2.5 rounds.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the under on that one personally. I think I think
minus 130 on that one.
Yeah. I can see why it's getting closer. Arnold Allen is no slouch. He's a very good fighter. They're both very good fighters. That's the thing about this card, man. Is like every fight is like the Umar one, I think that's a little bit of a potential slaughter. All the rest of the fights are like close to pick'ems. You know what I mean? They're pretty close. This is not a pick'em. I do think Silva definitely has the advantage, but it wouldn't surprise me if Allen wins, especially by decision.
Right, there we go. All right, let's move to the next one. I feel like that's a pretty clean cut one. We got Natalia Silva. Ooh, another easy one for me. And Rose Namajunas. Right?
Good.
I did that.
Perfect.
I did it. I'm not a terrible human being. I love women fighters. I think they're the most exciting fights most of the time. They go so hard. It's flyweight. I don't know.
Wow.
I know.
I think you're like one of the only ones.
I love women fighters. I feel like they're so vicious, dude. I love it. They go so hard. So we got winner gets Valentina Shevchenko next. Silva's on a 13 win. See, I'm almost got it. I'll get there. Silva's on a 13-win fight win streak, 7-0 in the UFC,
Mm-hmm.
2-time strawweight in Rose, but is struggling at her weight. Give us a little breakdown. What's going on here?
Man, Rose used to be so good, and I notice I'm using the words "used to be." I don't know what happened to her. She moved up in weights. She hasn't been the same since she moved up. I don't know if she's lost her fire. I don't know if the weight class is too much for her. When she was at 115, she was just so good, but now her fights are boring. Every fight is very close because it's boring. She keeps it super conservative, close to the vest, doesn't go for the kill ever anymore. And to be honest with you, I used to love watching Rose fight, and every time I see a Rose fight on the card, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be boring.
But this wasn't her first opponent, right? This was wasn't Alexa Grasso supposed to fight her, and now
yes, it was supposed to be Alexa Grasso. Yeah.
So what happened with that?
I think Alexa Grasso got hurt. Is what happened in training camp.
So now we got.
I'm actually excited. It's Natalia Silva. Natalia Silva is like supposed to be the next big thing. Let me tell you about Natalia Silva. She's on a 13-fight win streak. She's undefeated in the UFC. I know looks are subjective, but I think she's objectively the best looking one out of all of them. And meaning she has star appeal. Is what I mean by that.
Right.
Like she's pretty. She's got star appeal. Whenever you see her like in the press conferences, she has long hair. She's wearing a dress. You know what I mean? She's playing the girl.
Yeah. She's playing it up, but when she gets in the fights, she looks.
Oh, she is sick, man. Like watching her fight is sick. She is so quick. She's like a cat. She does like double kicks. She's very fast. I think she's going to be too fast for Rose. I think she's a little bit bigger than Rose. So I think she's a little bit bigger. I think she's fast. I think she has a little more power than Rose. The only thing Rose has got going for her is she has championship experience, right? But her power has not translated at all to the weight class. And so couple talking points. Natalia's kicks, I think, are going to be a little bit too much for Rose in this one. And Rose may take her down. Rose has very good wrestling. She's very well-rounded fighter. But can Natalia get up? I think so. I think she'll be able to handle it. For me, though, it's women's fights. Most women's fights, unless you're dealing with an extreme outlier like Amanda Nunes or like Ronda Rousey used to be, or like Kayla Harrison is. Unless you deal with the outliers, most of these women fights come down to decisions, even though they can be very good fights, like exciting sometimes with a lot of striking and stuff like that. But I think this is going to be a good fight. I think Natalia's going to take it to Rose. And I think Natalia is going to pull it out by decision. And I could see it 3-0 Natalia. I don't even see how Rose wins a round. I could be wrong about that, but that's
so two things about this. Is Sylvia ready if she does win for
Shevchenko?
Is she ready? Question, and then two, if Rose loses, should she go down a weight class? Should she go back to where she was dominant, or is this the end?
Could she? If she can, but I'm thinking the reason she's not there is because she can't make that weight anymore. Yeah.
And so, it's should go back to straw weight. Yeah. But, is Sylvia ready? Is this the stepping stone to say you're ready to go hard?
If Natalia Silva wins this fight, which I think she will, she's probably going to get the title shot. If she can't beat Shevchenko's not losing. I think she's the best shot we got, meaning we just in general public, at seeing Shevchenko lose that belt. Will she do it? I have no idea. But I'm just saying Shevchenko is the most dominant champion. We've seen it in women's. She's one of the most dominant. Amanda Nunes is another one. So those are like two of the most dominant women ever. Those are the two best women fighters of all time. Kayla Harrison had an opportunity before this injury, to kind of prove herself, but that I guess we'll have to wait for that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So just to go over some of the lines here, we got Silva at -310 right now, and Rose at +250. Over under is 2.5.
Over. Take the over.
Yeah. So over 2.5 is at -660. So
look at that,
wow.
minus 660 on going to
yeah.
That's crazy.
I know it's probably a weird take, but every time I tune in, when I am able to tune in, the fights are always just, they feel so brutal, and I just feel like they fight so much harder. And I
you know why that is when you
Why?
have a good one.
Yeah.
It's because they don't have the kind of power that men do, so they can just keep punching each other. You know what I mean? Like,
what's wrong with that? What's wrong
nothing.
with that?
I'm saying, but that's
why you're
what,
watching it. You don't want to, like, knockouts are great, but like a good fight where both fighters are just going hard. Like,
right.
I know it happened pretty recently, but the Max Holloway pointing in the center and just going at it within the last 10 seconds, it's one of my favorite moments, because it's just like they're just going hard. He knew he had the match, but he was willing to risk it to put on a good fight. And that badass motherfucker title was well deserved in that fight. Let me tell you, I love that fight, because it was just like, it really made him one of my favorite fighters after that, because it was just so badass to be like, right here, right now, let's go. And that's what I feel like the female fighters usually do. They're willing to get in there.
I hope so.
Really push the foot. So yeah,
I hope this fight is like that.
All right, we're going to our first heavyweight knockout collusion discussion. We got Waldo Cortez-Acosta versus Derrick Lewis. Acosta is the number 5 heavyweight. He's fought 5 times in 2025, which that's a lot or a decent amount.
A ton. That's like a record.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? That's a record, yeah. He's had back-to-back first round KOs. Lewis obviously is a longtime dude, owns the knockout record at 16 KOs, and he's only fought once. So we got a lot of experience difference here. Somebody who's been but could be a little bit more body worn, wear and tear because of how many fights, versus someone who hasn't. So let's talk about it. What do you got? What do you think?
This is my heart versus my head on this one. I love Derrick Lewis. I mean, almost everybody loves Derrick Lewis. As far as just a personality, a fighter, he's one of these guys which you kind of root for me at least. But it's like the old guard versus the new guard. You know, it's kind of like the Gaethje versus Pimblett fight or later, in the sense of old guard versus the new guard. It's the same concept, right? And sometimes the old guard still wins, right? Sometimes that happens. In this case, you know, I'm looking at this fight, right? Waldo's hands are super talented. He has really good hands, and he has a ton of power. He's super active. He's ready. I think he's probably an overall better fighter than Derrick Lewis. It's just that Derrick Lewis has this one-punch knockout power that is pretty much better than him, and Ngannou are like the top 2 I've ever seen it with power, right? And so it's almost like at any point in the fight, it could be the very last second, Derrick Lewis could win with one punch. That's how he fights. You know what I mean? He's not the super technical or anything like that. But when he does, it's like hype, you know, super exciting. And my head says that to pick Acosta. My head says, you know, Waldo's going to win. My heart says, you know, Derrick Lewis. What do I think is going to happen? Man, I do think Waldo is probably going to win. But if I had to like bet on an underdog, this might be the one I'd bet on.
Yeah. I mean, right now, money line is sitting at minus 355 for Acosta. So not too terrible.
Also, Gaethje is a good underdog to bet on. So this one in Gaethje. You know.
Yep. Derrick Lewis is at plus 280. Yeah. Over under is very low in terms of like I think for well, not that low, but 1.5 over under.
Yeah.
So clearly they think it's going to end pretty quickly. I mean, it just depends on I think his stamina. Derrick Lewis, he only fought like what did I say, once? I mean, and it was what, a 35-second fight, right? So that's. And you got to hope his conditioning's been up. I mean, Costa's been fighting a lot more, so he's a lot more tuned. His body's probably, even though he's probably, you know, still hurt and got the wear and tear of training and everything so consistently, you know, he's ready. You know what I mean? So that can always play that. I love one punch magic. I think it's the best. Some of the coolest things that have ever happened has been because of One Punch Man. So I'm gonna go with Lewis on this one, just because I like the big guy. He's memorable, and you know, who doesn't love a good one punch shot? Like I love it.
Oh.
I think it's great.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And there was one Derrick Lewis fight where he was losing the whole fight, right? And I think it was literally the last 5 seconds he just knocked the guy out. Like he was gonna lose a decision 0-3. You know what I mean? So he has that kind of power even at the end of a fight. So he's excited. You know, you never know with him.
So what are some outcomes of this fight? What happens if Acosta wins? Does it really move the needle?
Yes,
Lewis gonna
if Acosta wins, he probably gets close to a title shot. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is so he's number 5. Who's ahead of him? If you think if he doesn't get a title shot, who's ahead of him? You think?
Let me just bring up the rankings real quick. That I give you. I haven't looked at the heavyweight rankings a little bit.
It's all right. Take some time.
Okay.
We got Chris, Lewis O'Malley, Patty parlay plus 699. How do we feel about it? We'll get to some of those fights in a little bit, but what are you thinking? Plus 699. Lewis O'Malley, Patty parlay. How you feeling on that?
Lewis O'Malley, Patty parlay.
Yeah.
Oof. 2 risky ones in there. 2 risky ones.
Which one are those? Lewis and
O'Malley and Patty are.
I was not expecting that. All right.
Lewis and Patty are risky.
Well, we fade Chris around here, so that's not uncommon. I know that our buddy Danny. I don't have my phone on me. He put a parlay, and I'm gonna have to pull that up while you're still looking that up.
I see. I got the rankings, by the way.
Go for it while I pull that up.
So Aspinall's the champion, but he got injured last time, and so that he's a little bit on hiatus. Cyril Gane is ranked number 1. Then you have Alexander Volkov, Sergey Pavlovich, Curtis Blades, and Waldo. The reason why Waldo could leap up, in my opinion, and probably not right away, but he's probably 1 fight away if he wins this fight. He's 1 fight away. It's because he's new, he's exciting, has a lot of knockouts, and they want new young guys who are exciting, you know, and they promote those guys. So to me, if he wins this, he's 1 fight away. Now, Derrick Lewis is something interesting. Derrick Lewis, I don't know if you ever seen so Derrick Lewis and Donald Trump have some thing going. It's a very weird thing. Okay. Where Derrick Lewis is like Trump's favorite fighter, apparently. So Lewis wants to fight on this White House card in July. Okay. So I kind of think he's going to fight on the card, even if win or lose, because if Trump likes him, it's going to happen.
He's going to have some sway on it. Yeah.
But if he wins, it might be a lot more meaningful of a fight. You know what I mean? As far as the rankings go. But that's how
I'm all for chaos. Let's go, Lewis. Let's go punch some dudes down. So did you say what your official pick was? Like how it's going to end?
This is a tough one to bet. If I was going to bet, I'd probably bet on Lewis just for an underdog pick, to be honest with you. But my head says the smart money is on Waldo.
Okay. All right. Co-main event. We're moving kind of quickly. Like I said, it's a little bit of a time crunch, but I think these next 2 fights are going to bring out a lot because one, I'm more familiar with a lot of these guys. Again, forgive my newness and all this, but I'm still learning and I appreciate everybody tuning in and about it. So we got co-main event: Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean, Song Yadong. All right, I love the name just because I like it. I like Sean. I really was invested in him. I thought he was on a career rise, like historic rise, was doing really well. Then he fought Merab, and he hasn't had that same flair his last 2 fights. I want him to bounce back. He's so fun to watch. His striking's so good, but he just doesn't. I don't know, when it seems like the guy's got a great grapple. He kind of just shuts down, and he can't get out, and then he loses his flow, and he can't seem to get it back. I mean, Merab I felt like squashed him for most of the fight, and it just looked like he never adjusted, never had an answer. So tell me what you think. Let's see what's going on this big fight here.
The good news for O'Malley is this is a fight literally tailor-made for him. If there was ever a fight I would make for O'Malley at a high ranking, it would be this one, because the guy he's fighting is not a grappler.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in UFC can grapple, but there's levels.
Yeah, you have to know just to get out of it, right?
Right.
It's not like it's not the main style for Yadong.
And so Yadong is a good striker and potentially a great striker, to be fair. But so is O'Malley. I think O'Malley's a slightly better striker. He is a better striker, but O'Malley just has way more reach. So
what's the reach?
combine-
Let me double check the reach real quick.
It's a 5-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, O'Malley has 72-inch reach versus 67 for Song.
Yeah, and O'Malley is the most accurate striker in bantamweight history. He has a 5-inch reach advantage, right? Now Song is a power puncher, so if he gets in on you, he can hurt you, right? But I just think that he has a low accuracy striker. He's more of a power puncher, low accuracy. And I think Sean is just going to be feinting, and he's going to, if you whiff on Sean, he's going to make you pay with a counterpunch. So I can see this. The only challenge I have with this is because I was thinking, oh, Sean is going to win by knockout. I do think Sean is going to win this fight. But then I was like, looking back, I can't remember Song actually being knocked out by anybody. So.
No, I think in his who was his last fight? Was it Jan?
Yeah, he fought Jan. He fought Sandhagen. He fought a few.
Jan needed takedowns to win, right? Yeah. He couldn't knock him out. Sandhagen couldn't put him out. So he's a tough dude.
So I can see it going the distance, But if it does, I'm thinking it's 3-0 Sean. I think this is going to be a coming out party for Sean O'Malley again. And everyone's going to get really excited about him again. And the problem with that is he's going to have to, if he wants to move up in the ranking, which he does, he's going to have to fight Merab again or Umar. The only saving grace for Sean, which is what I was talking about, is if he fights Peter Yan. Now, Sean and Yan fought one time already. And it was the equivalent, honestly, of the Bills Broncos game. Like, it was like just so razor's edge close, you know what I mean? And it was kind of controversial, and some people thought that Peter Yan won, some people thought that Sean won, and it was depending on who you root for, depending on who you thought won. It was kind of like that, so it was very close, and people would love to see that rematch. Sean won that rematch, but I said Sean won the first match. So for me, that's the best shot that Sean has at winning the title again, is to get a rematch with Peter Yan. So if he wins this fight, he's got a chance. So I think he's going to win. If he knocks him out, he's got a better chance, because the UFC, Dana White, I saw him on, he was on actually the nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, YouTube show. And he said that, look, with Paramount, man, like, we are really trying to promote guys that are knockout artists, that are exciting fighters, right? Like, that the wrestling thing, we understand it's a part of the game, right? And if you're great at wrestling, you can obviously win. But the laying and praying strategy, they're really trying to get rid of. Yeah. So they're going to be giving guys who get knockouts, who have exciting fights, they're going to give them the opportunities over the guys who win but kind of are not very exciting. So I could see them giving Sean another title shot, honestly, if he knocks Song Yadong out.
I mean, he still has power, like star power too, even though he's lost so much. He's still a very popular fighter. So
yes, and he's going to stiffen Yadong. So there you go. That's what you can think.
Okay. Now I do have a quick question for you. Yes. Now, is Song like one of the hardest punchers that O'Malley has faced before? Because I'm always curious, because Sean is so good and so technical. And he's very good at counters, obviously, and very good at his spacing, and the reach is obviously a huge deal. I think it's going to be, if he could take a punch, which as far as I've seen, he can. He's definitely a durable fighter. He's not a glass chin at all. I'd be very interested to see him take a punch and see how he handles it. Because if he can just knock it off, brush it off, and keep his game going, I think that'll help rise that stock even higher. Because like I said, I enjoy the way that he fights. He likes to get in there. He's not someone who just likes to pussyfoot and constantly circle until he finds that one opportunity. He'll get in there. And I'm curious to see how he's going to use that reach to his advantage. I'm curious to see, again, the power difference, if he can take the hit. Because I think a brawl for him, and with him knocking him out first round, maybe second round knockout, would be huge for him. And I think that would be a confidence booster as well. Because I know he's probably still steaming off of the Merab fights, because he was ready for that second fight, and he still got dominated. He felt like he took that so seriously, and he still,
it was worse the second time.
Agreed. So but if Song does manage to be the dominant factor, puts O'Malley in his place, knocks him out viciously. Where do you see Song going? Do you think he goes
Song?
top? Yeah.
Song is one fight away if he wins.
Oh wow.
One
Okay,
fight
so
away.
this is huge implications for him too.
Mhm.
Not that they're not always huge implications, but
Right.
I mean, it could really help him go there. So I like O'Malley. I'm going to take O'Malley. He's one of my favorite fighters. I think he's going to do really well. I'm hoping it. I want a knockout. I'm going to go for knockout. Probably in the second round.
Wouldn't surprise me. Actually, knockout in the second round. I like that pick. I think it's a good pick.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. We got Sean O'Malley at -218, a Song at +180, so not terrible odds. Still pretty decent fight in terms of odds. Over under is 2.5, where we got -270 for over, +200. So I would take the under. I don't think if they're both strikers, they're not going to mess around. So someone's going down. So that's where I'm seeing it. All right. Let's move on to the main event. Everybody's favorite Irishman versus Justin Gaethje.
Wait, Pimblett is not Irish.
Yeah, he's Scottish. They're Irish. They're all the same. They're all the same people.
He's English.
He's English. I know. I just saw him on Beard Meets Food, and he sounds like everything, but I couldn't understand a word that he says. So I'm just gonna ignore the fact that he's English. He's our favorite Baddy. He's the rising star of the UFC. Let's see. We got 26-5 for Gaethje, interim champ. He's pretty old, 37. Not too old, but pretty old. We got Pimblett, the rising superstar, 23-3, undefeated in UFC. That's been his big thing. I don't know. I think it's really unique. He's not afraid to say, hey, yeah, when I'm in UFC shape, I'm going hard. When I'm not UFC, he goes. The body transformations are huge for him. Right. So the fact that he does that is awesome. Who you got? Where are we going? And what do you think the outcome is going to be?
This is the most intriguing fight on the card for me because I genuinely do not know what's going to happen. When Pimblett was coming up, I'm going to give you a comparison. Ready for this one? Ready for this one, Ray?
I'm ready.
The comparison to Pimblett is kind of like a Bo Nix, honestly. So
I just wish Mike was here so you can constantly continue to rub everything that you're saying in his face.
Because Pimblett kept winning, right? People were like, "Oh, he's a fraud. It's not that good," and he just keeps winning, right? And then it's like, all right, well, at some point, because when he was coming up in the UFC, you can see some holes in his game early on, like honestly, like in his striking in particular, and that had me worried because I really do like Pimblett. But he's improved since then. You know what I mean? He's improving every time he comes out. His striking's gotten much better. On the ground, that guy is like a total beast, actually. He's very strong. He's very heavy. His jiu-jitsu is like top-notch. And he is a good striker. Is he as good of a striker as Gaethje? I'm not sure if he's as good as a pure striker, to be honest with you. But I think he's probably better on the ground. And so that's why the fight is intriguing, because someone whose weakness to me was their stand-up, because he leaves his chin up when he fights, going against a guy in Gaethje who is basically like the Terminator. Like, he will just walk you down and he doesn't care. You know what I mean? That's his personality. He will just go forward and just keep punching and kicking you until you give up, get knocked out, or win. I mean, that's usually like, he doesn't really care. I think this is true. I'm pretty sure this is true, that I think every fight that Gaethje's ever been in the UFC, he's got a fight of the night bonus. I want you to think about that. Every single fight.
Has anyone actually KO'd him before?
He has been KO'd. Holloway KO'd him in that fight you talked about. In the last
I know. I'm just trying to remember because I love that fight.
He has been KO'd before, but not often. The guy's very tough and durable, and that was kind of a weird situation at the end. But he has been KO'd, but not often. The only thing about Gaethje is he's a very hard hitter. His kicks are top notch, but he's not really a power puncher. It's really weird. Like, he throws so much volume and he does hit hard that he basically breaks guys, is what happens. He just beats the hell out of them. But he's not like a one-punch power guy typically. But it's the UFC, man. I mean, anybody can go down with one punch if it's in the right spot, And that right spot could
Poirier,
be on,
when he got the head kick, that's prime example of that.
Yeah. So that right spot could be if Paddy falls into the old habits of leaving his chin up, because that is the worst thing you can do in UFC is leave your chin. I mean, boxing too, really, but UFC.
I mean, any fight, really. You
Yeah.
leave your chin open, you're just asking for someone to glass cannon you and knock you out.
So this fight is really it's very interesting, the betting odds to me. The fact that Pimblett is a 230 favorite, or at least when I did this research, is surprising. Actually, I thought this was going to be a pick'em. It's old guard versus the new guard. You know what I mean? It's that same kind of fight again.
Paddy is minus 230 right now.
Okay.
Justin is plus 190. So pretty close, but still Paddy new blood. Over under is 2.5. Yes.
And so here's what I think about it's going to happen with the fight. Here's what I'm saying: strength and weaknesses. When Gaethje got subbed by Khabib really quick, okay, on top, that makes me worried for somebody who has very good top pressure and some of the best jiu-jitsu in the UFC, and is heavier than Gaethje, I believe, which is Patty Pimblett. Pimblett is huge, man. When you see them step into the ring tonight, or the octagon, excuse me, you're going to see a weight difference, like just looking at them. You know what I mean? So if Pimblett could get the body lock wrapped around him, if he can get him down to the ground, I think Justin Gaethje is going to be in trouble. The flip side of that is cardio. We haven't seen Pimblett go 5 rounds. I can't remember. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think because he was still in that, like, is this his first main event or?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm because I don't remember. I know he was big in the prelims, but I don't think he's been on the main card like this, especially as the main event.
Yes.
This is a huge fight for him.
So my fear for Paddy is that he can't finish him in the first 3 rounds, and then Gaethje gets typically better in the last rounds. So imagine you're getting really tired, and then somebody is improving, and they're just really just going to your face. That might be a loss for Pimblett. That's why I said I would not personally bet on this fight, because I have no idea what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I can make the case for both guys pretty much evenly, which is why I'm surprised it's not a pick'em fight. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll give you who I think is going to win.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a coin flip, honestly. Like, I think Paddy's going to win by submission. But if he gets knocked out in the 5th round, would not surprise me.
I don't think it'll get to the 5th round.
Okay.
I think Paddy is, like I said, he seems unstoppable at some point. Like, he just seems so oppressive. And when he gets them in the submissions, I don't know. He's one of the most enigmatic people I've seen in the ring, and he feels like an anomaly when it comes to his training and his lifestyle. So it just seems like he's destined to be big for this, and I definitely see him pulling through. Obviously, we're gonna go over what happens. Paddy wins. What do we got? What's next for him?
Paddy wins. Well, he's the interim champ. And what that means in the UFC is 2 things. It means you get to fight the real champ, guaranteed. Okay. It's a guaranteed fight. And the real champ is Ilia Topuria, who's undefeated in the UFC, arguably the best fighter in the UFC between him and Nurmagomedov. So, and Ilia Topuria has knocked out like everybody he's fought, basically. He's knocked out Holloway. He's knocked out Volkanovski. He's knocked out my favorite fighter, Charles Oliveira. He's knocked out everybody. The guy is like ridiculous. So him versus Pimblett is going to be a crazy fight if Pimblett can pull this off. I will say that. It would be very hype. The only reason that it's not that Pimblett versus him right now is because Ilia Topuria is going through a really nasty divorce and custody battle. And he decided he can't focus on fighting during this, so he's taking a little break.
Yeah.
But when he said he's going to come back around the summertime. When he comes back, so the winner of this is going to fight him in the summertime, basically. That's going to be a hell of a fight. So the other thing, though, for the fighters is the interim champ is recognized as a champion from a monetary perspective. So they make the same amount of money as the real champ. So these guys, even though it's an interim championship, they care about it a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's a huge pay increase too. So, yeah.
And obviously, if Paddy loses, does he fall a lot? Do you think this is an awakening for him? Like maybe he has to take some fights a little bit more differently, change up the way he does. I mean, he hasn't lost in the UFC yet, so how do you think
Depends
this
on
will
how
affect?
he loses.
Okay,
If he loses
and,
just because he gets tired in the 5th round, and you know what I mean, it's like, okay, not the worst thing in the world if he wins some rounds and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
well, like
But
you
if
said,
he,
it's his
yeah,
first 5-round fight, so
I think he'd be okay. Fine. If he gets knocked out because he keeps his chin up and like his old habits, that's a different story. Because people are like, oh, see, I told you. It's one of those things. You know what I mean? Like it's that's the situation for him.
But
So
even
for
if that's
his
the
sake,
case,
yeah.
do you think he would really fall that far just because of a chin?
Yes, because that would mean he would have no shot at beating Ilia Topuria if he gets knocked out that way. Because Ilia Topuria is a better Justin Gaethje.
Okay. And do you
Yes.
think if Gaethje wins, then it's just like what's to even look forward to? You think that fight would be boring, or are you just saying
No,
like
it would be
no?
fireworks, that fight.
Oh
That
yeah.
would be extremely exciting. It's two guys who are both like striker knockout artists who just go forward, both guys. So it would
All
be
right.
crazy. Yeah.
I got Pimblett as well. I'm hoping for him to continue. And you know, I think this is probably one of the better cards out there for a little bit. I know it's been one of the more exciting ones. I'm sad that we didn't update the graphic for the Nunez. I was looking forward to seeing her back. So I hope she can come back. And the one guy that I can't remember his name who weighed in and then just they actually canceled his fight. They didn't even make a replacement.
Yeah.
They just canceled it. So there was 13 fights and now it's 12. So hopefully he's doing all right. Probably went a little too hard on the weight loss. Full out, just done.
Right.
Oh, poor guy. So exciting fight. But just to wrap it up, I want to thank you, Troy. I know this was a little rough around the edges, guys, but I'm definitely going to put a little more work, getting myself better at this. I'm excited for the fights I'm going to be watching tonight while I'm getting snowed into oblivion or possibly iced out. Again, thank you, Troy, for hanging out with me, doing double duty, working hardest man in our crew right now. Plug your show if you haven't before.
Oh, sure.
Music, yeah, definitely plug it out a little bit.
Okay. So I have a YouTube channel. My main YouTube channel is Music and Words Unite. It's a music show with my friend Mark, who's a friend of Ray's as well.
Yep.
And what we do is a lot of album reviews and like music nerdum of all kinds of music. And we just review albums and we do like a podcast / review style of albums. And sometimes we react to songs and stuff like that. And we have a Discord, which is like we have about 3,500 subs right now. We have a Discord, man, who, people comment in there. We share music with each other. It's kind of like a book club, but for music. So if you like the idea of, checking out some music, which you've maybe never heard of, or maybe you have, but, maybe you might like if you discover it, or sharing your favorites with us, and maybe we'll review it and give our opinions on it. So that's what
I need to get on the show so I can have my John Mayer love sesh.
All right. Well, let's make it happen.
I definitely want to still do that, but I want to thank you guys for, as always, tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like the views. Please check out Troy's channel. Really helps us out. We are really trying to expand on what we do here at the Square Table. I was thinking about calling this the Round Table or like the Octagon Table to try to be cool, but that sounded really lame. So one more question before I really wrap it up. After this? What's the next big fight, like big card? Do you think?
I think it's in 2 weeks or 1 week. Actually, it's right around. Let me see. Let me just look real quick.
You're a little frozen.
There you go.
You're back.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. You know why? I have a different browser open. 1 second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like you're frozen again. There you go. We're back.
I have to leave it. Oh, I see. I have to actually leave it. So you have so next Saturday is the next big card. And next, what would be a pay-per-view? They're doing back-to-back kind of pay-per-view cards.
All right. Well, we'll have to cover it, and I'll do better because I want to make. I didn't get a lot of time because of work, but I want to make sure I'm a little bit more well versed and not saying stupid shit and trying to be entertaining as well. But we'll try to cover something. At least do something.
There is some sick fights next week. Some guys you might not be as aware of, but these fights are going to be incredible next week.
We're going to do it. We're gonna try to come back next Saturday because. I would love to continue this. So big shout outs to Troy. Thank you again. Remember, follow Kaiju Live. subscribe to the channel, and as always, like and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more content from Kaiju Live. Take it easy, everybody. Enjoy your Saturday. Stay safe, stay warm, and go Birds.